Today we're going to be working on the tutorial from the June Silhouette Life Inspiration box. We're going to be working on the Faux pallet wood USA cutout. So the materials that you'll need from the box are, of course, the wood pallet, or the pallet wood. You'll need your red and blue paint, both your paint brushes. You're going to need the transfer tape, and you're going to need the white vinyl. Oracle 651. And then from your own stash, you're going to need a ruler, a pencil, and then whatever you need to make your station paint safe. So I just have some aluminum foil, and then I got some paper plates in case I need them for my paint brushes. So what you're going to do to start is you're going to take your pencil. Let's see if I grabbed one with lead. Okay, and your ruler, and you're just going to do, I'm on the tutorial online. And she starts out by talking about how we're going to prep and paint the cutout. So you need to sketch the lines of the American flag. It doesn't have to be perfect. It looks like she got 7 stripes or so with the box. So I'm going to go ahead and try to do that as well. So what I'm going to do here is just kind of guess where I want this box to go. So it's going to be kind of rustic, so that's why it doesn't have to be perfect. So now I've got just a general sense of where the star section is, and then I'm just going to draw lines across it. So looks like she kept one of these itself, so we're going to do that. And then I'm going to just go down. I'm trying to go off of kind of what she did, but really it can be however you want to do it. So it looks like I got one right there. So you're just going to freehand again, and then once you've done this, where you do just a light thing with the pencil, then we're going to go back and sketch some more over it. And mine is going to be very rustic. I can already tell they're not even. But that's okay. Oh, that one went up. I guess I'm doing mine a lot lighter than she did. Or I mean thinner. Let's see. Okay. So this is how I did mine. So you can see all the lines with the pencil now. So then you're done with the ruler, and what you're going to do is you're just going to go ahead and sketch. And you're going to scribble just some thicker lines here, just freehand. And she goes through it really well in the tutorial, but you want to kind of sketch these, get some more pencil in there, because then what you're going to want to do, because it's kind of rustic, is you're going to smudge them. And so you want enough pencil that you can kind of smudge. And I really am just scribbling. All right. So then, all right, so now that you have that, you're going to take your finger and you're just going to smudge along those sections. Because what she's talking about is take your finger and rub the lines in. It'll give it a shading-like look. You don't want them to be stark against your paint. Rubbing them gives them a little dimension. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just going along each one of my lines and just rubbing it in with my finger. It's kind of hard up at the tips. So you're just going to do that along each one. And I already like how it's looking. So this is cool. Okay. So then, once you've done that, I'm just going to, I just opened a thing of wipes. If I can get it open. I just want to wipe my finger off so I don't get pencil everywhere else. Okay. Too many. This is not part of the tutorial. This product is not sponsored. Alright. Or it's just a giant wipe, but that's okay. Alright, I'm just wiping off the pencil on my finger. And then, I got paper towels. Like I said in a different video, we just moved. So everything I do in life right now is a scavenger hunt of where the item is that I need. But now that we did that part, this is what it looks like on mine. And then you're going to go ahead and paint so it can be drying while we do the Silhouette Studio. So I'm going to move my vinyl and my transfer tape out of the way. And I'm going to open up the red and the blue. So you have 2 paint brushes. And what you're going to do is you're just going to dip a tiny corner of the foam brush into the paint. You just want a really light coat so it will be distressed and it will dry really easy for you. So she just kept it wood in between. So she just did red every other and then blue. So I'm going to start with the blue. And I'm just going to dip into this lid right here. Because there's some left in that. And then you're just going to paint really light coat on here. And I'm kind of nervous about the foam brush creating a nice edge, so I'm trying to do that right now. I'm also trying to show you guys more each step of the process, so that's why my videos are going to probably include everything now instead of pausing. So I apologize if they're a little bit longer, but that's kind of the idea behind it. So you want it really light, so I'm not going to get any more paint, and I'm just going to try to fill in what I do have. Because I want to be able to see the wood, and I just want it to be really light. I just need to get a little bit more. And my blue is kind of going over the edge, and I think that's okay. It really just depends on what you want your design to look like. So I like that. So there's my blue. Really, really light. Did not take much paint at all. So we're done with the blue. And I'm done with the blue paintbrush. So now I'm going to take the red. And the red I know I'm going to need a little bit more on just because we're going to be doing the lines. So I'm just going to put a little bit on a paper plate on my surface. And then we're going to do every other with the red. So we're doing the same thing here. I'm going to do my edges. And you're just going to really lightly paint this. Alright, so then you're just going to do this all the way down. And then once we're done, we'll design the rest of it on our studio. But that's how the first line looks. So now, because I've shown you each part of it, which is what I was talking about, I want to show you more instead of just being like, hey, now you paint it. Each part, that's all you're going to do. So now I'm going to go through and I'm going to paint right here. And I'm going to paint this one. And I'm going to paint this one. And then we'll be going to our studio. So let's jump over to our computers once you've done this so it can be drying. And we'll work on the white vinyl part. Okay, so now we have the design pulled up. Well, the tutorial pulled up over here and our design studio over here. So we had already done to this point in the tutorial, and now we need to get our file. So the file is linked down below. I'm just going to do SVG, download, and then I can just pull it over. So what we're going to do is go back up here, and we want to make sure our page setup is set to the size of your adhesive vinyl, which is 12 by 9. So we're going to go up here to page setup. We're going to keep the width as 12 and the height as 9. And then we're going to put that I'm not going to use a cutting mat. I don't like to. So we're going to keep that the same. well, does it fit? Okay, it just barely fits without a cutting mat. So, we want it though, that's okay, it can cut like this. So this is showing you where the vinyl is being loaded. I don't know why it's choosing to do it like that. I don't want to undo. But that's fine. You can probably mess with it over here. Yeah, and get it to do what you want it to do. There we go. So that kind of shows you one way. I'm just going to go back to the other way. So that's okay. Then you're going to, sorry guys, I'm also very much in the throes of pregnancy brain. So I'm struggling a little bit with my memory and my brain, but that's okay. Okay, so this is how we have it. So it's going to cut, see these cut lines since I'm not using a mat. Then we're going to go over to the send menu because it's just adhesive vinyl. You don't need to flip it. You're going to make sure your design is set to cut. So you're going to go over here. I clicked on the design and then I clicked on cut. I'm going to move it up just a tad. There we go. And then what you're going to do is make sure your material type is set to vinyl glossy, which it is. Your blade should be at 1, and then we're just going to click send. So it's just not connected to my Cameo, but if it was, I would click send, and then we're going to cut it out. So go ahead and pick up from that point. Load in your vinyl, and I will show you what mine looks like once it's cut. So all you're going to do is load in your vinyl just like normal, and then click send, and you'll have your adhesive vinyl ready to go from there. Okay, so now we're ready to cut out the Oracle 651 adhesive vinyl. I've got it loaded in, and then I've checked my blade, it's at a 1. So we're going to go ahead and click send, and then this is going to cut out, and then we will go from there. Okay, so I just unloaded it and cut out around my design. So now we're just going to go ahead and weed it. I had some issues with it, so I'm hoping when it tried to unload, it peeled up the top of the vinyl. So I'm hoping it'll be okay. But I'm just going to take my vinyl cutter, or my tweezer, my pick. I can't think of the right words today. And we're going to go ahead and weed this design. So once we have it weeded out, we will go from there. Okay, so now we have the design all weeded, and my paint is dry on my design right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the transfer tape, and I'm going to cut out a section that will fit this. So I'm just going to do a rough cut out of what I think will fit. And then you just peel off the back. So then what we're going to do is get all of it on the transfer tape, and you're just going to burnish it. So I like to use a little scraper. You can use a credit card or whatever you have to really get it stuck good on the transfer tape. Then you're going to peel it off. I like to go slow just to make sure that all of my design sticks. You can see right now we're getting to a part that's not, so I'm going to burnish from the back. And then it's sticking. So you're going to peel everything off. And then, okay. So now that you have that, you're going to line it up with this. So luckily you can see through this, and I'm going to kind of slant it a little so that it all fits where I want it to. But I'm having a little bit of a hard time getting it to fit like how she did. So we're going to do, let's see. I'm just going to move it over. So then just line it up however you like it, wherever it fits. So I'm going to go right there, I think. See if I can get it all just barely on there. I'm going to flip it over before I press down. Right now I'm checking to make sure that on Michigan no vinyl is hanging off. So we're good there. So then I'm going to take a look at it and go, yep, I like that. And I like to use my scrapey tool to get it to stick down here as well. So then you just slowly peel up because you do have to get it to stick to the wood. And I'm going to burnish some more. You don't want to peel too fast because if it doesn't stick, then you could rip the vinyl. So I'm just going to go peel all of this off. And you can reuse this transfer tape if you don't get any paint or stuff like that on it. So go ahead and put the backing back on it once you're done if you'd like to reuse it. And I'm just going slow again to peel off all the sections, especially up here in the little twirly spot. Okay, so now I'm going to add the back onto this again, just so I can reuse this if I need to. And now the project is done. So now you have your faux wood cutout with God Bless America. Perfect little design for your home for the 4th of July. So let me know if you have any questions, and thank you so much for watching.